Student organizations that are race-based coalitions have often had to have discussions of what constitutes a safe space, what is the reason for having a student organization, and I think those are very careful discussions to have.
I don't think you can really make the argument that like culturally oriented groups like I guess enforce segregation, because I mean every time you join a group you're going to be joining that group, like regardless of whether it's targeted to a certain race, you're going to be joining that group because you want to be in that group because those people think like you or they share the same interests. So theoretically every group you're joining a group of like-minded people, which I mean I guess is counterproductive to diversity, but that's what the purpose of those groups is.
Participation in a student organization that may be matching one's ethnic, cultural, or racial identity can be extremely important to us individual students' identity development, as well as working together as a group to make a presence on campus.
Purpose of them is to like provide a place for like a lot of like minorities and people who wouldn't, I don't know, I guess it's just like for like the common, I'm not trying to be like racist or anything, but like the common like white person, like they walk through the world and like this is their world and like basically like the norm is to be like them.
I am not Armenian at all, and I was able to be involved in the Armenian Student Cultural Association and their dance performance at Encompass, and that was a really great learning experience for me.
You rarely see people of different backgrounds coming to do these dances besides people who are of Arab descent. I mean, not to say that people aren't interested or they wouldn't like to learn these things, it's just that maybe they wouldn't feel comfortable.
A lot of us students feel like we should have an Indian Student Association or a Pakistani Student Association because we're a minority and we want to interact with more people from our cultural background.
You'll see different identity of people like ethnically just hanging out around each other, and so while it is diverse, I don't think that it is, I don't know how to say this.
I would define diversity as variety, and this could be applied to, I guess, people, it could be applied to groups, and it could be applied to almost anything.
If you just put a bunch of people together with different beliefs together, that's not called diversity. It really has to depend on if they interact or not.
What diversity is all about, taking a little bit from all different cultures that are around you and making it your own, and therefore making one unique person.
And I don't think diversity is something that comes naturally to the world, and especially to a college campus, and it's something that we have to work at.
Think of it as an adverb or an adjective, something that is talking about something in motion. That is to say, it's about relating, and it's about a mode of relating so that people are recognizing difference, understanding difference and inequities, and thinking forward to the future.
Not just your ethnic backgrounds, but it's when you have team meetings and you bring a different, I guess, field of ideas to the table. So when you get a bunch of creative minds all thinking from different backgrounds and different, I guess, have different approaches to what they're doing.
Anything different from other people, that's how you're diverse.
Look at all the student organizations that we have, there are a diverse group, and there are groups from many different, there's a lot of different interests.
Very involved in my fraternity, Omega Gamma Pi. It's part of the Multicultural Greek Council. We are a multicultural fraternity, and even though we started out maybe as a group of Indian guys, but then like I guess all the Indian guys, we are still very diverse.
I know there's a lot of racially segregated clubs that are, not segregated on purpose, but they're for, certain races or ethnicities, and I think those kind of enforce people to hang out with the same crowd.
On a smaller level, it does undermine diversity. just because, well, obviously it's like separating people based on different cultural groups, but I think that at the same time it encourages different types of people to actually want to come to this university.
I've seen more diverse campuses personally. So I don't think this is because of the case at all.
Museums give so much value on diversity because there's no financial program or scholarship for students.
I think the University of Michigan is statistically diverse. I don't think that most students take advantage of that diversity and really branch outside of their own social groups.
We have many cultural student organizations. We have a lot of resources and a lot of student involvement, and that really is one of the trademarks of our campus.
Yeah, I definitely think the University of Michigan campus is diverse. There are students not only coming from different parts of the world, but different economic situations, different life stories, and that's really what I think makes it so diverse.
The problem is a lot of these international kids, they don't really get the chance to interact with domestic kids. And so there's all this diversity in UMich, but it's not being utilized, it's not being tapped into. So in essence, we're wasting a lot of our diversity here. That's a huge problem that I think we're going to have to address as soon as possible.
Boom, 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 boom. Now tell me what you gonna do when it ain't nowhere to run. When judgment comes for you. When judgment comes for you. Tell me what you gonna do when it ain't nowhere to hide. When judgment comes for you. 'Cause it's gonna come for you.
Looking for water, easy, see Uncle Charlie. Little boo guy's got him, and I'm gonna miss everybody. Out of roll and flow like eggs. Look to the wild flag and pray for dust, and they play too deep for being sad. Little legs I can't to be. Tell me your piece of deceased, but it please. Marry me by my grand, anywhere you can go.
God bless you, working on a plan to heaven. Follow the Lord all 24/7 days. God is who we praise, even though the devil's all up in my face, but he keeping me safe.